Yo, what's up doggies, it's your boy Beanie Kaloon. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about something very close to my heart, something that has entertained me and millions of others that really just doesn't get enough respect, and that of course is Flash games. Now there's countless legendary Flash games out there that have millions upon millions of plays, but in today's video I'm gonna be looking at one specific type of Flash game, and that kind of Flash game is the launcher games. Launcher games just really took over the Flash game market for a period of time, and growing up I loved this launcher game boom. There are countless launcher Flash games that I've played that I love that while all have the same premise are all completely different and unique. And in this video I want to go through the history of launcher games. I'm going to play through some of my favorite launcher games in chronological order. Sadly I cannot cover every single launcher game ever been made because there's just way too many. But in this video I will go through all the big dogs, and on top of that I'm also going to give it a nice little tier list ranking to keep you guys entertained. But yeah, get ready for some heavy nostalgia because we're going to be going through some of the most iconic launcher games. Although the first game we're going to take a look at might not be too nostalgic because this was the first launcher game ever and I had never heard of it until making this video, but we gotta look at it because this is what started the genre. So let's take a look at the first launcher game ever made. It was called Micro Olympics and it was released on August 16th, 2007. So right off the bat, as you can see, this game does kinda look like shit, but the game itself, it's pretty fun. This game, while it did start off the launcher genre and inspired hundreds of other games, it's actually really different from any other launcher game that I've played. The biggest difference in this game that I've never seen in any other launcher game is that you can actually lose in this game. Each round you have to do better than your opponent, and if you don't succeed, then well, you gotta start over. And on top of that, the stuff you buy each round disappears and then you have to buy all new stuff, which all this makes for a very unique game, but honestly, I much prefer what launcher games would later become, where you can't really lose and each upgrade stays with you and you just get better and better until you have this ultimate launching machine. This game still does have that same feel of progression as you get more and more money and you can buy more and more stuff, but the only difference really is this game is hard as fuck, so you never really get that far. Now, I may have only played this game for about 20 minutes, but Jesus Christ, could I not beat this guy? Just look at this dude. How am I supposed to beat him? But while this game is just way too hard for me, I could definitely see how this game inspired many others to make similar games because the basic premise and idea of it is just very addicting. The shop in this game has a pretty solid variation of items. I mean, obviously, future games have a lot more and makes the game a lot more fun, but for the first ever launcher game, I'm pretty impressed with the whole shop system and everything they got going on. But for this game, I'm feeling a light D tier because this game's just way too fucking hard and it's really frustrating when you have to start over. The next game I'd like to take a look at is called Hedgehog Launch, which came out June 21st, 2008. It's honestly surprising to me that this is one of the first launcher games ever made because it's honestly still one of my favorite launcher games. I mean, it's a bit too short, so I prefer Hedgehog Launch 2, but the basic game mechanics that they made for this game are fucking fire. As you can see, the shop has tons of options of things you can buy, and you can even buy funny things like goggles for your hedgehog, so that's pretty dope. And one of my favorite things about this game that's different from other launcher games is after you launch your thing, you can actually control it. This makes for some fun gameplay where you just try to stay up as long as possible, and then on top of that, in the shop you can upgrade things like your rocket fuel, or get little boost, or get a fucking radar. There's just a ton of cool things you can buy. And really what I like most about this game is you get to be this cute little hedgehog. Look at this little dude, he's a fucking cutie. But yeah, this game's definitely one of my favorites. My only real issue with this game is it's just way too short, as I beat it in literally 8 turns. But regardless of how long the game lasts, it's still a really fun time playing, and once you do beat it, it does give you this epic outro screen. So yeah, Hedgehog Launch, definitely one of the greats. They definitely improved more on it in Hedgehog Launch 2, which we will be getting to later in this video, but for Hedgehog Launch, I'm feeling a solid B tier. Alright, next game I'd like to take a look at is Kitten Cannon, which came out August 28th of 2008. Now this game I'd say is kind of a step back from the previous 2 games we've looked at, but surprisingly I think was more popular than both of them. This game has nothing you can buy or upgrade, there's no progression, there's really only 4 different things in the entire game that you can hit. 2 of them are traps and then the other 2 are bombs that help help you. But while this game might not be doing quite as much as any of the other launcher games, for what it's doing a great job. This is one of those games that you kind of just hop on for 5 to 10 minutes to see this cat get fucked up, bang out to the awesome tunes it has playing, and to just see how far you can get. I feel like a big draw towards this game is kind of the violence. It's like, I remember when I was younger, like, you just feel like a bad boy playing Kitten Cannon. Like, it's kind of like a rebellious game, but like, the game itself really isn't that fun. But, you know, I can't hate on it because I have so many great memories playing Kitten Cannon. Like, the game's just a fucking classic.
This is a certified hood classic.
And I mean, I think a big reason for that is the fucking stronger, faster, harder song that they play when you launch up this game. Like, it just gets me hyped up every time. And on top of that, it just brings me back to that 2000s era of just sitting on addicting games playing Kitten Cannon. Like, this game is just nostalgia. But yeah, again, the game itself really isn't that fun. I'm feeling D tier for this one. Alright, next game I'd like to take a look at is called Shopping Cart Hero, which came out 2009, February 5th. Shopping Cart Hero was very influential to the launcher game genre, as I think it inspired games like Potty Racers and Learn to Fly. The basic game mechanics where you turn left or right to try to get your momentum to get you further is used in both those games, and on top of that, how you start off where you run down the hill is also used in both those games. And in my opinion, this is one of the best ways to make your launcher games, as it makes the game just more fun and intuitive as you control your guy all the way through. My only real issue with this game is there's just not enough content in it. There's a total of like 11 items you can buy, which makes for like a 10-minute game at tops. I mean, you can keep playing to just see how far you can get, but I mean, it's just not very fun once you've bought all the upgrades. I don't know, this game has a great concept, but there's just really not that much into the actual game. Now, Shopping Cart Hero 2, that's a whole nother story. That game's absolutely fire, but this is the first one, and I'm feeling D tier. Alright, the next game I'd like to take a look at is an absolute classic, and that is Learn to Fly, which came out May 16th, 2009. Learn to Fly really excels in every aspect that makes a launcher game great. Like the game design, how everything looks, is probably the best we've seen so far, and on top of that, the actual game mechanics on like how you try to fly, also some of the best we've seen. I mean, all you can really do is move up and down and use a rocket boost to make you move even faster, but that's really all you need in a launcher game. And it's just so satisfying and fun trying to build up momentum by going down, but not going down too low that you hit the water. It just makes for a fun time. Another reason why this game's so fun all the way through is because it has different levels, and each level has different achievements you have to go for. There's an achievement on each level for reaching a certain height, distance, speed, and time that you have flown. And by completing 2 of these challenges, you unlock the next level, as long with some cash as well that helps you buy more upgrades. And the stuff you can buy in this game are just fantastic. There's not too many upgrades. Arguably I would take a little bit more, but in later launcher games, some games just really overdo it with the amount of things you can buy. And I just love buying a new glider in this game, because every time you buy a new glider, you get like a new updated speedometer that gives you more information, and it's just really cool. Everything about this game just slaps. Like, it all looks great, and it plays even better. And did I mention that it has a fire-ass story? Like, let me just play you this intro screen for you and tell me this shit doesn't get you hyped up. Yeah, and the soundtrack to this game is absolutely slapping. And obviously, when you beat the game, it gives you a fire-ass outro video. So Learn to Fly, definitely S tier in my opinion. This is just one of the greats, and if you doubt it, you're just simply a fool. Alright, next game I'd like to take a look at is the classic Hedgehog Launch 2, which came out July 13th, 2009. Now, Hedgehog Launch 2 is quite similar to the first one, as you know, they're both Hedgehog Launch, this is just the sequel. But this is a fire-ass sequel. This is on par with like The Godfather 2, Shrek 2, Back to the Future 2. This is just one of the times where the sequel just hits unbelievably hard. They basically kept everything the same as the first one, but just added on to their original idea. This is just a more fleshed out version of Hedgehog Launch. This game you don't beat in 7 turns, there's a lot more stuff you can buy, and everything just looks and feels so much cleaner. And they also added a ton of new Hedgehog customization, which is really what all the boys want. But the real reason Hedgehog Launch just slaps so hard in my opinion is the gameplay is just so fun. Just having like a limited amount of rocket fuel and trying to hit all these targets, you know, get bonus points and just last longer. I don't know, there's just something so fun and addicting about bouncing around as this little hedgehog. Like, it's just a great time. So yeah, I'm sure anyone who's played this game could already guess the tier I'm putting this in, because obviously it's going S tier. Hedgehog Launch 2 fucking slaps. Next game I'd like to take a look at is Potty Racers, which came out July 23rd, 2009. Now, Potty Racers, I would definitely say took a lot of inspiration from Shopping Cart Hero, but kind of just improved on it in every way. There's more items in the shop you can buy, there's multiple different levels, and on top of all that, the Stickman just looks way cooler. There's just a lot more to do and a lot more progression in Potty Racers. I really don't have too much to say about Potty Racers, it's kind of just Shopping Cart Hero, but a lot better. I don't really know, I'm kind of lacking on interesting things to say, but I give Potty Racers a B tier. Alright, next game we're discussing is Toss the Turtle, which came out September 9th, 2009. Now, the rest of the games I've discussed in this video, you know, are these launcher flash games. Now, Toss the Turtle, it's a little bit different. It's more of an art piece than anything else. Like, this game just looks so damn clean, and on top of that, there's just so much damn content in this game. Like, most launcher games might have some spikes you can hit, a bomb you can hit, you know, shit like that, maybe some springs. But Toss the Turtle says fuck that. They've added like 50 different things you can hit and interact with, and they all look so just funny and clean. A bunch of the things are parodies of other video games or other pop culture things that you would recognize. This game just does such a great job of being fresh and having cool, unique things to look at. Like, you could be playing this game for over an hour and notice a new thing that you've never seen before. And dog, I haven't even fucking mentioned the upgrades yet. One of the cleanest shops I've ever damn seen, that's for sure. You can buy some cannons, rockets, or guns, you know, all stuff that'll help you progress further in this game. And I mean, the gun rack I particularly like because, you know, living in America, I know that guns are cool, bro, and just look at this shit, bro. This is dope. You can buy from all these different guns, bro. The last gun is the golden gun from fucking James Bond. Like, this shit is tough. And dogs, I didn't even mention this game also has fucking achievements. Like, this game's got content for days. Like, all joking aside, it would actually take you like 4 to 6 hours to complete this entire game. And I mean, to get every achievement, that shit will take you like 10 plus hours, but it's probably not going to really be any fun at that point. But this game really does do a great job of keeping you hooked for multiple hours on end, and on top of that, the game does autosave, so you can stop playing whenever you want and come back to it. But a big reason I feel that you can really play this game for so long without getting bored is, one, well, all the content, all the different things that you can run into. But secondly, what I think is probably more important is just how great the art style is for this entire game. And that credit all has to go to the GOAT Gonzo, who did all the artwork for this game and who's done a lot of artwork for a ton of Flash games. His artwork is really just the perfect style for Flash games, and he's also just done a lot of great work for a bunch of different Flash games, and you guys should definitely check him out if you're a fan of that kind of stuff or just a fan of his artwork. But yeah, Toss the Turtle, one of the all-time greats. I played this game for hours and hours when I was younger, and shit, I played it for hours and hours when I was making this video. Shit, I'm putting this shit in double S tier. That wasn't even originally gonna be a tier, but I forgot how fucking good Toss the Turtle is. This is double S tier all day, doggies. Alright, next game we're gonna be taking a look at is Shopping Cart Hero 2, which came out December 19th, 2009. What really separates Shopping Cart Hero 2 from any other launcher games is its focus on completing combos and making sure that you land your tricks. This game's really not so much about how far you can go, but how many epic combos you can do. And I should also say, this is kind of also how the first game is, but I kind of just forgot to talk about it. But that doesn't really matter, because the first game's trash compared to this one. Like, look how much new shit they got in the shop. This game's got a nice little variety of tricks, and each trick to do them, you gotta hit a variety of different keys on your keyboard. It's kind of like you're hitting a trick in Tony Hawk, so it makes for a pretty fun game. Really, most of the fun in this game comes from trying to land some epic combos, and there's also great pain if you do not land them, because you get like no money for that entire run, and on top of that, you also lose all the people in your shopping cart, which gives you a nice little multiplier, and you're gonna have to rebuy them all over again. Basically, falling out of the shopping cart is very frustrating. And if you don't believe me, just peep some of these reactions of me falling out of the shopping cart. No. Oh! But yeah, as frustrating as all that is, I honestly think it makes for a better game as well. It makes for more of a challenge. So yeah, this game's pretty unique and I like it, but there's definitely some things that I don't like about it so much. My first biggest issue with this game is the physics do just seem to be pretty trash. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it, but this game just feels pretty wonky when you're playing it. Like, this whole game is kind of just so slow and buggy. Like, I played this game for over 2 hours and I never even beat it. But also, I think a reason why this game could have been so buggy is because I'm not playing the original Flash game as it's been taken down and I gotta play someone else who like re-uploaded it. So that could be part of the reason why the game doesn't feel too crisp. But still, this game is really fun to just stack up some combos and also use the baseball bat to just smash coconuts and get hella points. I don't know, it's just really satisfying. And on top of all that, what really made me love this game so much as a kid is that when you beat it, there's an epic boss level where you fight this flying monkey. Now, I didn't really even get to the boss level for this playthrough for my video, but I did watch a YouTube video of it, and I will say I think nostalgia might be blinding me a little bit because this boss level does not look that epic. But still, a boss level in a launcher game, that is unheard of and it is still kinda cool. And when you get to it and you're not expecting it, it's pretty epic. So yeah, for this game, I'm feeling a light B tier. It's a fun game, but it's just too slow. I played it for like 2 hours and I didn't even get to the flying. Alright, there's a lot more launcher games that I could talk about, and perhaps in a part 2 video I will. But as of right now, I'm kinda getting that feeling that I just want to rush out this video so I can upload it and get some views and feel some happiness. So yeah, that's all the launcher games I'm going to talk about for this video. Here's the complete tier list of all the games that I talked about. But if you like this idea and you want to see more, please like and drop a comment, as you know, I could definitely make a part 2 as there's still more games that I originally wanted to talk about, but now I'm just feeling kind of lazy. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, I'm sorry I wasted your time, but either way, thanks for watching. As always, peace out, doggies.